The monk continues to impress me as to how early they can hunt some spawns compared to other vocations and how good they do. So if you're looking for options to hunt a level 100 plus monk, this video is a compilation of all the spawns I think are worth hunting. Keep in mind the character use has a skills of 75 fist base, which turns to around 90 with all the bonuses applied, magic level 28 plus, tier 3 imbuements, and harmony virtue on all the hunts. Also the hunts were recorded recently with the nerfs of damage and spells and the buff on the greater flurry of blows. Lastly, although these hunts I did over level 100, some are doable at level 80 and others are hard even at 100. With that said, let's begin with 3 new test hunts I didn't cover on my spawns for level 80, which I think are all doable at that level. First off is Ixupan. This one is part of the Adventures of Galten and the Golden City. The quest access is fairly quick, but the part of the Oromo Minotaurs was dangerous, so I cleared a few by the stairs. For the spawn it was quite easy, and I did the same lap I covered on my EK and RP guide, making a raw experience of a bit over 1kk, but with a pretty decent profit of at least 150k an hour, with potential for more if the price of the gold brocaded cloth is high, making it one of the few in the list that is profitable. Next up, the Oramon Hydras. This one is located to the west of Oramon, which is also a popular spawn and it can be quite dangerous to run through. On the way in, the quarter array was inactive so it was more manageable, but it's fine to clear your way in too. This one surprised me with an experience of 1kk raw. It's also a good option to hunt for bestiary and also you can pick out the blue pollen for Oramon points. I was doing that and it probably lowered my experience a bit. Regardless, it was pretty easy to hunt, but profiting is very unlikely. Next up, a favorite of knights, the sea serpents. Once again, I wasn't very hopeful and it surprised me, with an experience of over 1kk raw and very little difficulty. It was nowhere close to being profit, but there is potential for a slightly better experience if you apply the Fatal Hole minor charm to the young sea serpents, which did run away quite often and lower my XP. Next up on the list, the Dark Faun's Cave. This one I continue to try on all my characters, because it's an underrated spawn, and they are weak to energy, so if you have a Droshaku available, it can be pretty good. Otherwise, with a Sai, it probably won't be as good. Also, I felt like I was killing much faster than the other times I have hunted the spawn, so I hunted both floors to avoid overkill. In doing that, my raw experience was over the 1.1kk with potential to cover your supplies. Also, since I was already the fairest, I decided to also try a more popular spawn, Mini Russia. I expected it to be a bit dangerous at this level, but other than one time where I got combo and survived, it didn't feel hard at all. Keep in mind, kiting is very important to reduce the damage taken. For this one, I was doing a lap on -2 and a few pulls in -1. Something like that, the XP was sitting at a bit over the 1kk raw, but with a profit of over 150k an hour, so overall it's worth hunting for sure. Before I move to the next one, a quick reminder of the Carlin Calls, which was on the top 3 for level 80s, doing around the 1.1 to 1.2kk raw, which puts it above the spawns mentioned so far. Now for the next spawn, I sort of included it into the previous video, but didn't talk about it because at level 80 was a bit too dangerous, the Energy Portal of the Forgotten Knowledge quest. This spawn has a dynamic that when you pull the levers, it will summon the gold and diamond servants, so you gotta keep that in mind and be near the levers by the time the 10 minutes are up to pull it again and continue hunting. This time my raw experience was close to the 1.1kk, but the waste was quite high, but with a very rare chance of looting a golden can of oil, this could be a pretty good hunt. Next up on the list, a spawn I think has potential, but I have yet to master a lap for it, the Oramon Quaras. This spawn is massive in size, and although the secret serpent area is locked behind the questline, you can still get access to the middle area, which is full of Quaras. And as I mentioned before, Quaras are very weak to energy attacks, so it is a great creature for monks to hunt. For this one, my experience was of over the 1.3kk raw, with potential for more if you put more effort in optimizing the lap. However, I also think there is potential for the same XP on the Sunken Quarter if I had gone back to try it, so you can probably just do that one since it is safer to hunt. And once again, before I continue, a reminder that all Fortress of Elrond is also within this experience range of the 1.3 to 1.4kk by now, and let's see the best 3 spawns. On number 3, one that surprised me with the experience, Frost Dragons of Falconer. This one I have been trying for a while with all my characters, and so far the monk did best on it, with a raw experience of over the 1.3kk. But it can go up further if I had used Fatal Hole on the Frost Dragons to potentially 1.4kk raw. And if it wasn't for the issues with overkilling the spawn, I could have skipped the far east side and improved the experience a bit more. As for the profit, it is very unlikely to even cover your supplies, but for a rather uncontested spawn, I think it's definitely worth considering. Next up on number 2, one I definitely didn't think I could hunt at this level, Oramon West. I was saving this one for when I got level 130 at least, but to be honest, while doing some pulls on the way in and out of the Hydra Cave and the Quarry Hunt, it didn't feel bad at all. So I got confident on trying it and it was quite doable. You definitely need to kite properly and not get trapped and you will be fine. But I think having a Drashaku is pretty important. Without it, you will do less XP for sure, which for me was sitting at around the 1.7kk raw, making a big jump in experience to the previous spawn on the list. However, because of its popularity and dependence on the Quarry Array being active, it becomes a very unreliable spawn. Next up, unsurprisingly for most people, in first place is the Ravenous Lava Lurkers. This spawn continues to be the best experience possible by level 100s of all vocations, and because of that reason, it is also one of the most contested spawns. Even being able to get the spawn for the recording took me a few tries, and with the lack of loot, it always sits at the bottom of my personal list. However, can't deny the experience, which was of over the 2kk raw for me, making more than any other vocation I had come with, and just proving that monks are a very powerful vocation. Even with the nerfs that it has gotten so far, it will likely continue to get more as time passes by, so enjoy it while it lasts. Thank you for watching. If you like the content, consider subscribing, and if you have questions or advice, consider joining my community Discord.